Today we're going to talk about division properties of exponents, right? So multiplying, we know, oh yes, you add them. When you raise power to a power, you multiply them. Today we're dividing. We're going to subtract those exponents. But let's warm it up a little bit. Let's simplify some fractions. If you had the fraction 5/20ths, you know that those are both divisible by 5. So 5 goes into 5 one time, 5 goes into 20 4 times. So we have 1/4. Now, 125 and 25, you might say, oh, well, 25 goes into them. Think of like quarters. $1.25 is 5 quarters. Plus one sneeze. 25 goes into 25 one time, so you have 5/1, which is just 5. Over here, if I have a fraction like 60/100, first thing I do is knock off a 0 from both of them. If they both end in a 0, that means 10 goes into both of them. So it could become 6/10. And that's a much easier fraction for some kids to reduce. So those are both even, so you could cut them in half. Half of 6 is 3, half of 10 is 5. 124 divided by 4, they're both even, so we could cut them in half. Think of half of 12 as 6, half of 4 is 2. So half of 124 is 62, half of 4 is 2. Those are both still even. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 31/1, but we don't need to write that. 6/15, 3 goes into both of these, so 3 goes into 6 2 times. 3 goes into 15 5 times. 8/30, they're both even, so I know 2 goes in there. Cut them in half. Half of 8 is 4. Half of 30 is 15. Boom. 10 and 35. Hey, 5's a multiple. So 5 goes into 10 2 times. 5 goes into 35 7 times. I started revealing that a little early. 18 and 63. Ooh. 9. Oh, 9 goes into 18 2 times. 9 goes into 63 7 times. All right, I'm going to scooch up here. 5xy/x. Now, remember, if you have something in the numerator and denominator, and it's the same thing, you can cancel it out. So, like x and x can cancel each other out. 5 and 15, 5 goes into both of those. So 5 goes into 5 one time, 5 goes into 15 3 times. So our numerator up top would be 1y, but we just write that as y because we're cool like that. I mean, come on. Our denominator, all we have down there is 3. Cool. So here I see a 6 and 3. So 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 6 2 times. Can't simplify anything else. So we have 2y² in the numerator. We have 1x in the denominator, but we just write that as x. Cool. All right, I see a 3 and a 12. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 12 4 times. I also see an a and an a. Same thing up top and bottom. Get rid of it. So I'm left with 1c in the numerator, and I'm only left with 4 in the denominator. Look at us reducing fractions. These are tough. 24/6, 6 goes into both of those, so the 6 will become a 1, the 24 will become a 4. I see an m up top and on the bottom, so we can cancel those out. So our numerator, we have 4. Our denominator, we have 1n², which we'll just write n². All right, let's get into it today. A little preview of what we got going. So let's say you had something like x to the 4th over x to the 2nd. Now, if you stretched out x to the 4th, it would be x times x times x times x. X² would be x times x. So you can cancel out an x for an x and an x for an x. You're left with x times x, x².